The project last weekend was putting in the drain at the front of the house for the gutters, and I'm now at the back of the house, and there's another section of roof line that will eventually have gutters. It's directly above us here, and where we'll be pulling the sump pump discharge out. The house did not come with a sump pump, so I'm in the process of putting that together. Another secondary problem is that up against the house is this white gravel, which is perfect for the rain runoff that doesn't have a gutter. So it comes down, there's hard plastic and foam and stuff I think underneath this, I'm not really sure. But either way, the whole pitch of this gravel is pitched pretty dramatically towards me from the house. And so the water runs off into the yard if it hits this. And at some point in the past, somebody put in, feels like cement in there as well to lock the gravel in place, which is fine. But again, if I'm putting in a sump discharge on this end, I need to make sure that it's something that I can put in, you know, to a drain hole essentially. So with all of that in mind, I think what I'm going to end up doing is not mess with the original design here, and instead assume that I'm going to have a discharge pipe come out here that's pretty long. This is about 2 feet wide, I think. Pretty long, and then discharge down into a sump drainage pipe that starts out here. So it would be like an open drain essentially, but this is the highest point of the yard on this end, and then run the drainage pipe down this direction, basically coming all the way down to an area that is currently a flower bed and therefore could be used as a discharge point. It's again the lowest point of the yard going out that direction. It is about 15, maybe 18 feet long roughly. So I'll get 2 lines that are solids, that are 10-foot lines. I'm gonna do a 90 on one end, a 90 on the other end. We'll do a pop out so it drains down here. And I think I'm just gonna put a flat drain up there to dump into. That way I can use it in the future. I can adapt that and use it for the gutter downspout if we get a gutter there. While I was digging in this area, I found a whole bunch of plastic in the ground. I mean, I don't honestly know what this is for, but unfortunately somebody put plastic under it and we're just gonna have to live with it. All of what I'm trenching right now, I'm trenching at an 8-inch depth, which means a 4-inch pipe's gonna be 4 inches deep. We're not gonna be running any heavy equipment back in this area, so I'm not too concerned. And then in the future, as I do the grading, it'll all be graded by hand. I think I'm gonna call it at that, and I'll go get the parts and we'll get those in.
A few moments later.
So the current plan of action is to use this spiral looking drain in one of these 90s long sweep at the top end, and then at the very bottom end, we're gonna do another long sweep 90 with one of these pop-ups on it. So it'll eject out at the other end, but again, another long sweep 90. Now, I don't know if that's the best choice or not, but that's what I don't know. I just don't want to impede the traffic of water. I don't know, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. I'm not going to glue these things together. I'll just use lattice screws and lattice screw them together so that if I ever need to fix this or change it or anything in the future, I can just dig it up, unscrew it, and do some changes. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I brought in the triple wall straight pipes. They are unperforated, so that's what I'm running down. I'm gonna run back over to the garage real quick, grab the level, and get started on this. I've got the drain line in. The entire line from front of the house, or from the back of the house, down to the property line down there is off on the level by a full bubble. So it's a pretty aggressive slope as far as draining goes. But I think I'm going to need that if I'm going to use it the way I plan. So with that in mind, the only parts on this that are not permanently fixed in place as far as screwed in place are the drain line in and the drain line out. So this is basically just an underground bridge to put water the other end of the property. We're going to come on down this direction, and I'm walking in the trench right now, so it didn't turn out too bad. You can see a line where the sod doesn't quite line up anymore. That's okay. If I had to say something nice about it, I guess it's done. I had to say something negative about it. I don't know if it's gonna work. So I'll get this doing its thing, and then we'll go down to the other end and see if it's popping out yet. Truth of the matter is, there's probably a good solid, like 20 gallons or so that it could do before it gets to the point of being able to push up this height over here. Oh, but it's already at the surface, so that's a good sign. Check that out. It's not under pressure yet enough, but it is pushing right there. Oh, there it goes. Awesome. So draining very well. It's going to go right down around this tree, and then of course down the left-hand side here is the lowest section where it goes back down towards the other property. Thanks for watching. My name is John Decker. This has just been one more weekend project. If you have any comments or things that you think might help me make that better, especially moving forward, I am open to suggestions. If it requires me to dig it up and redo it, I might be able to get to it later, but I've got very little time this year to finish these projects up. So I will be open-minded about anything you put down there, and hope to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe to help the channel grow, and I'll see you next time.